Hello, this is the Timeless Tarot, and today's reading is going to be a love reading for the sign of Cancer. It's going to be for the next 4 to 6 weeks, so we'll cover the whole festive period. Right, let's go straight to the bottom of the deck. Ooh, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Now, classically, the Ace of Pentacles is a large sum of money. It could be a windfall, a lottery win. It could be a new home. It could even be an engagement. But it's something that you're being presented with. The aces are always divinely presented and are handed down straight from the universe, really, or from God. So this is a gift. So there is a gift that is underpinning this whole reading. Just trying to think if I want to look at the next card or not. I don't think I do. So you're going to be in receipt of some sort of gift. In a way, I sort of feel like you might not want what's on offer. So I think I am going to look at the bottom of the deck again. What have we got? Queen of Swords, yeah. Something that you're being offered isn't good enough, or... yeah, I mean, in a way, if you're in a divorce situation, then it could be that the package you're being offered isn't good enough. Because, you know, the Queen of Swords, it could be a lawyer, for example. But it can also be that you are in a very decisive mode, if you like, very clear thinking and very able to cut yourself away from things that aren't working. So it seems like you might be being presented something that probably to most people feels like it should be very appealing, but you're not too sure about it. Wonder what on earth it is. No, actually, let's get clarifier for that right now. Oh, here we are. And just as I say, it's a love reading after all, you've got another divinely presented gift of a new love, a big love. Now, there's a choice attached here. That's very interesting. So we've now got 2 swords and 2 aces. So let's have a look at these swords together. The 2 of Swords is always a choice. You're being prompted, I think. It's almost like you're having your conscience pricked into making a choice. That's what it feels like to me. There's a choice to be made and you know you need to make it. That's the feeling I'm getting off of those 2 cards together. The 2 aces is a completely different feeling. You're being offered a real opportunity here. For a love reading, having the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups together would indicate to me that there is a serious, stable, financially stable love offer coming in. You're being offered a stable, loving connection, I think. But you have a choice to make regarding it. Maybe you've been on a date. You've got a choice to make here. You need to do some clear thinking. Maybe you've been on a date and you've met somebody and they were presenting, on the outside, they were presenting what looked like a good offer. But for whatever reason, maybe they're not quite your type or something. Your conscience is being pricked here to make a choice. I think classically for Cancer, you could struggle with knowing who to love, I think, because you're so full of loving energy that actually, especially if you are dating, it could be quite confusing, I think, for you to work out who deserves your love and who doesn't. And it sort of feels like that maybe there's a couple of different offers on the table. Actually, that could be it. Maybe somebody is presenting themselves as a good future, stable option, financially secure option, and maybe somebody else has a bit more of a loving energy, or maybe slightly more exciting, actually. Perhaps you're going to have to choose between 2 options. That could be a real thing. That does feel like a thing for some of you. You've got a choice to make regarding 2 options. Now, both these options are good. I think it just depends what you're looking for long term. I'm also tempted to take another card. Yeah, Strength. There's something here. There is some sort of struggle going on here between what you want to choose, what you know you should choose, and what you're not choosing and why you're not choosing it. There is some sort of struggle here. To me, it looks like you've got everything on offer. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. But these 3 cards together indicate that although you're trying to do clear thinking, you're struggling with that. And because you're struggling with that, you're struggling to make the right choice. I think so. It could also mean that maybe you're dealing with a Leo, sign of Leo. It could be something as simple as choosing between money and true love. A stable, financially secure situation or a love situation. It feels like you can't have both these together at the moment, and it feels like that is presenting you with a challenge. Yeah. At the centre of the reading, well, yeah, exactly that. We have the Hanged Man. So it's like you're in a state of pause. I'd like to say you're trying to weigh up your options, but you're not really. You're just waiting either for somebody to solve the problem for you or for you to gain some sort of insight that's going to actually make a difference to the way you feel. What's crossing that, and you know, classically, the Hanged Man does gain insight in the end, but I mean, how long is the end? Well, we'll find out. What's crossing that is the Chariot. Now, the Chariot is the card of Cancer. So in a way, you are stopping yourself from moving forward because you can't make up your mind. That's what it feels like. Yeah, it's interesting. Because I think for quite a lot of you in the past, there might not have been any viable options. This is what it feels like. So in a way, the fact that you have now got two viable options means that you're sort of static, because the Chariot, although it is a vehicle and it should be moving, it's not actually moving. The Chariot is the card of getting ready to move. So you're very much in a state of not moving forward, trying to make a decision in order to move forward, but feeling sort of powerless and stuck, really. That's the feeling. Well, that's a shame, but I think you've got the power to do it. The Hanged Man will eventually work things out. It's just a case of how long will that take, and do you want to wait as long as it takes? And also, can we speed up the process? So let's see if we can speed up the process of you working out what it is you want. And I think classically that has been a real problem for you. I think that regardless of whether you've got options or not, I think you have been struggling to work out what it is you actually want. I think you probably know in general terms, I'd like a partner and a family, that sort of thing. But in terms of actually getting down to the nuts and bolts of it, what sort of person do you want? Where do you want to live? How do you want to live? You know, and the finer details, I don't think you're clear on that. I think that has always been a struggle here. The Queen of Swords is the card of clear thinking. And yet you're struggling with that. And I think you might have been in that energy for a long time. I've got a lot of Cancers in my life. And I think clear thinking is something that is not that easy for any of the ones that I know, to be honest. I think in certain spheres of your life, you might be able to do clear thinking. Like, for example, you might be very good with money, you know, or you might be very good at work. But I think in terms of love and choosing partners, I don't think you find that very easy at all. So we're in an area of pause, and this is going on for the next 4 to 6 weeks, covering the whole of the holiday period. So let's see if we can get you moving into some action. Well, on the face of things, what's clear to everybody, it looks like you're in a good place. And I was just talking about money, and I think financially you are in a good place. I think you're comfortable, you're stable. You're just not in the connection that you want, because this is very much the card of being single. So if you're a Cancer and you're attached at the moment, happily attached, then this reading might not be for you, because this is a reading for people who are either single or people who are choosing between two options. In terms of love, I think. Yeah. Feels to me that in a way, the financial situation shouldn't be an issue. I mean, why would you be needing to choose between a financially stable option and a love option if you're in an already financially stable situation yourself? Well, I think that's based on fear. I think you fear that if you pick the wrong person, you might end up not financially stable and secure in your own way. That is a fear-based element, I believe. You know, and Cancer, you're a cardinal sign. That means you like to take charge. You will be wanting to move things forward. But there is fear underpinning this reading. There is a fear of making the wrong choice and finding yourself in a future that you don't like. I mean, I can understand that. But there is something, recently I've been thinking about time and past, present and future. And in a way, I almost feel like the future doesn't exist. I mean, I know it literally exists. There is going to be a future and things will move along a path. But actually, the more important place to be is very much in the present. You need to be living and choosing and working out what you want for now, because the future will evolve and you can keep making choices that can improve or alter your future as you go on, as they come up in the present. So this fear of how your future is going to play out, I think, I'm not telling you can't feel scared about your future, but I think I would try and encourage you to think less about the future and more about the now, because I think that is a fear. I think it's a sort of ungrounded fear. I'm not sure where it comes from for you. It could stem from something that's happened in your past. Maybe you grew up in a very unstable financial background, or maybe you've lost a lot of money, or maybe you had your house repossessed or something terrible like that. Some of you might have. But I think the majority of you, that this is just a long-term fear. I think it's a fear of you're fearing, and I think you've been fearing for a long time, of keeping on making the wrong choices, which is a shame, because actually, don't forget, you've got a lot on offer. So we need to, well, I would like you to really absorb what I'm saying if you can, and try and work on the idea that the future does not need to be feared, that the present is the place to be in and to be working on the present, in the moment. What do I want now? And then see how it develops. Don't worry about how it's going to be. I think that's the way forward. What's underneath is, this is the Wounded Warrior. So this is the card of feeling like you've had enough. You're either feeling ill or exhausted or worn down or worn out by something, by the situation, by the business of being single, I think. And what's great though is that, to clarify this feeling of being worn out and ground down, is that you have a love offer coming in, and communication. So you've got communication coming in from, it could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, masculine. You could be youngish or younger than you. And you know what as well, sometimes, and together these two, I'm tempted to say Cupid's arrows here. So it might not be just communication. It could be that you might actually be sort of struck a little bit like a bolt of lightning with some love darts from somebody, because we've got, these are a lot of very positive love cards to have together, very positive, and combined with the card of communication, free-flowing communication as well, not forced or difficult. It's just coming in and out easily. When combined with that, I think you are being presented with something. It's like I said, you've got a choice to make. Somebody is making an offer. It's a bit like your head and your heart. That's what these two cards feel like, your head and your heart. And how do you choose? Do you go with your head or do you go with your heart? Well, I can't tell you that. What I can tell you is I would go with how you feel presently, and just allow things to develop naturally. Try not to think too much into the future. That would be my advice. But it's great. You've got a love offer coming in. I think you might already know about it, to be honest, because this is in the hidden position. So I think either you've got your eye on somebody, or somebody's already made some sort of offer to you that perhaps not everybody knows about yet. It's not obvious. Or it's either that, or somebody's got designs on you and they haven't told you yet. But they will. Woo! Great. In the past, this is the card of financial stability. In the future, the card of knowing your own worth. Now, this is a married pair. So literally, you could have felt like you've left your partner in the past. Or you could have literally left your partner in the past, potentially. But I think it's more to do with what I was just saying about head and heart. Because although these cards are both financially stable, the masculine element is very much about the financial stability. The feminine element is very much about knowing your own worth. And I think probably in the past you've operated in a state of, well, I think you've probably put a lot of energy into work in the past. And I think, you were single, but you were making money and you were making progress, and that was good. That's what that feels like. In the future, it looks like you really, really are going to start knowing your own worth. It feels to me actually like you don't know your own worth, or you haven't previously known your own worth. Perhaps you've settled for things that were not suitable. Perhaps that's where the struggle has come in, because your choices might not have been good in the past due to not knowing your own worth. Well, the great thing is that the card of knowing your own worth is in the future. And so I do think that perhaps some of you might be going on a voyage of self-discovery, is what I want to say. Because if we combine the Hanged Man with the Queen of Pentacles, this is getting to know yourself better and knowing what you actually want. You know, I just think this has been a recurring theme for you, Cancer, for quite some time. What do I actually want? Who do I actually want? How do I want to live? Who's good enough? Who isn't good enough? You know, and all these sorts of questions that crop up. You know, why would he want me? Negative talk. I think probably you've been going through a period of negative talk. That is changing, thank goodness, because you're moving forward. Now, there is some sort of assistance here. So potentially, well, I mean, maybe some of you are having some sort of counselling or therapy to help you get to know your own worth better, to allow other people to help you. That's also a thing, I think, for a lot of you, that you might have been struggling to allow other people to help. I think you need other people to help in order to get in this best energy, and you are going to do it. You're going to move forward to getting all of your wishes coming true. With some sort of assistance, you're moving from a difficult period of time into a much, much better one. The Star is literally having your wishes come true. The Six of Swords is literally moving from a bad state or situation into a good state or situation. So if in the past you've not known your full potential or known your own worth, you are moving into that. And with that shift, that mindset shift, and that knowledge that you are worth everything, then that is in turn going to bring in your wishes, and they are going to come true. This does sort of feel like a voyage of self-discovery, and actually, you know, this is literally a voyage. So in a way, if you've not been, I do think you could have, or you should be working on yourself, really, to get yourself into your best energy. You know, it's all very well loving everybody else in the world, but you also need to love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, if you're not accepting what is right and wrong for you, if you can't choose between good and bad connections, then you're not going to be making progress. And this is why you're stuck. This is why you're on pause with the Hangman energy. This is why the Chariot is not moving forward yet, because there's a voyage of self-discovery going on. The sooner you can embark on this voyage of self-discovery, the sooner you will know your full worth, the sooner your wishes will come true. It's literally as simple as that. But you know, the business of working on yourself might not be that simple for some of you. I think some of you are going to struggle with that. I think it's alien to you. I think you put your focus elsewhere. I think it's easier to focus on your career and finances for a lot of you, sadly. But you're being given a divine gift here. You've got these divine gifts coming in. And so really you must make the most of them. In the personal position, here we are. This is another card of wishes coming true. This is a happy family. This is everything you wanted. If you wanted children and a husband or partner in a personal way, you can have that. But actually, if you're single, maybe you haven't got it. So why do we have the Ten of Cups in the personal position? This is what you want. I think, yeah, well, it's not clear. It's not clear who you can have it with. I don't think. The King of Cups is the king that doesn't know how he feels. You don't know how you feel. You know what you want. You want to get to this happy ever after. You don't know who it's with and you don't know how to get there. Well, the key here is knowing yourself first, as I've just said. Yeah, you can have that. But also it could be that you're waiting on a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio masculine to step up, perhaps, and deliver the happy family. That's also a possibility, because in the underneath situation we had the Knight of Cups. Now we've got the King of Cups clarifying the personal position. It could be that you've been waiting for somebody to actually step up Could be. And if that's the case, yeah, well, we don't know if he is exactly. Well, I think, somebody's making an offer. Whether you're going to get the offer from the person you want or the masculine you want is going to step up, I'm not sure. If you're a masculine watching this, I think it's talking about the fact that it's time for you to make an offer. You've got everything going for you now. The time is right to make your offer, I would say. And it could be that, perhaps if you're a masculine, you've been wanting to make an offer to a woman. It could, or a female. This could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So if you're a Cancer man and you're dealing with an earth sign woman, then I think that's really, really positive. I think she's, she will be in receptive mode. You can make that offer. In the home position, this is a strong soulmate connection. That's what you want at home. That's what you want in your life. Now, why is that at home then? Because it seems to me you're definitely not in connection, unless this is talking about you having to make a choice again between two options. Let's take a clarifier. Why do we have the Six of Cups in the home position? Well, two came out there. We've got the Tower and the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is an ending. The Tower is sort of blowing something up, or it's a big change. Drama, it could be. Some sort of disaster at home. I don't think so, though. I'm not getting disaster from the Tower here. I think it's talking about the fact that you want things to change. It's almost like you're ready to make a big change yourself. Maybe you're thinking about changing home. Perhaps you're thinking about changing home in order to meet the right person. Or maybe you've met the right person and you need to change home in order to be near them. It's that sort of feeling. Something is changing at home. I've said this in so many readings recently. A lot of people are either thinking of moving, changing home, changing the way they live. There's an awful lot of that going on at the moment. And I think you're also in that sort of energy of hoping that change will bring about the connection that you want, really. If I say I'm not doing this anymore, or this isn't working for me, if I acknowledge it's not working and make a change, perhaps then I'll meet the right person. It's that sort of feeling. So in a way, you're trying to be proactive. I'm not sure that that's as useful as working on yourself, to be honest. Obviously, you can do both. I think working on yourself is of paramount importance. And in the hopes and fears position, we've got the Judgment card. Wake up. Got to wake up to this. If you don't think you're worth anything, neither will anybody else. It's that sort of feeling. You're being offered great things. You're being offered some really good things. You have got to wake up to the fact that you are also a really good thing. Yeah, that's the feeling. Let's get a clarifier for Judgment. Right, we've got two. Yeah, not happy with what's on offer because you're not happy with what's on offer. And this is another choice card. It can be a love connection, but the Lovers is often a choice. So you've got to wake up to, in a way, you've got to choose yourself first. Because for all the while that you can't find anyone, you're doing the choosing wrong in a way. Yeah, I mean, I was feeling all really jolly and happy before that you can move the situation forward to get what you want. But, if you can't accept that you yourself need to make changes to yourself in order to accept the great things that are being offered to you, if you're blind, you see, look here in the Four of Cups, he's got a cup being offered to him, but he's not happy. He's shutting his eyes and folding his arms. If you're blind to what's on offer, then you're not going to ever be in partnership. You can't be. This is really a saying. You've got to be choosing yourself first. I think so. And also the other thing is, these are both angels. So you've got two angels here and they are really trying to guide you into this. Know your own worth first. In the outcome, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. Three of Pentacles is building. It's a positive card for change. I really like the Three of Pentacles. It looks quite boring, but it's one of the most impactful cards, I think, on your life, because it's slow and steady energy, but it is progress. And I think the truth of the matter is, this is the sort of truth, this is now our third ace, you are being presented with the tools that you need in order to build the future that you want. That's what that is saying to me. So you're being gifted everything. You've got the resources, you now have the insight, and you have the love. You're being gifted absolutely everything that you need to get the life that you want. But you have got to start with yourself first. I also took 3 extra cards for the outcome. And they are the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, and the 2 of Wands. Well, the 8 of Cups is a card of retreating, leaving. The 8 of Swords is a card of feeling stuck. And the 2 of Wands is the card of looking out for other possibilities. I think that you have decided that wherever you are, there is no one for you, and you are stuck in a position where you can't choose, and because there isn't anything that you want. That's what that feels like. And so now you're thinking you may as well leave or leave this. So this could be in terms of a dating site. If you've been trying a dating site and you don't feel like it's working, so you're going to leave that. Or it could be bigger than that. You could be leaving a home and starting again, because this is the card of looking out and to see what other possibilities there are out there. And I mean, that's fine. Looking at other possibilities, that is great. Once you're actually ready, moving home is not going to change the situation. If you don't have a great sense of self-worth, then you won't be getting them. There's a period of recovery coming for you. I felt this before, actually, when I said down here that maybe you were worn out or ground down or whatever, but the wounded warrior. There is something that you need to recover from. It's either heartbreak or it's some sort of, oh, I feel a little bit like crying. I feel like some of you have got some unhealed trauma, and that's where all these difficulties come in, where you're struggling. There's some trauma from your past that needs to be healed. Oh dear, I really feel that very strongly. And that is why you're in a position where you're feeling stuck, like you're suspended, like you can't make the right choices, like there's no movement going forward. It's something to do with some sort of unhealed trauma from your past, I think. And that could be what I was talking about before, where I was saying that you need somebody to help you to move this situation forward so that you can get into your best energy of loving yourself, and then all of your wishes can come true. Oh dear. I feel for you, Cancer, because this is difficult. It's very difficult. You've got a love offer coming. You've got communication from somebody you want to hear from. You've got a real love offer coming in. I'm not sure you're going to see it that way. I don't know if you can see it that way yet. Maybe this year, this Christmas, that you should give yourself a present, and maybe that should be to actually seek some sort of counselling or therapy if you've gone through, if you know that you've got some unhealed trauma in your past, then I think perhaps that would be a really good gift to give to yourself, because I think you really need it. In order to get the love that you want, you need to heal yourself first. Well, you have options, Cancer. I hope you can see that you are a beautiful and good person who deserves all the great things in life. And I hope if you have got some unhealed trauma that you can actually recognise that now is the time to do something about it. You've got a lot of angels looking out for you. It's entirely possible that you've been thinking about this and you know that you need it. If that's the case, then I would say this is your key to get on and do it. You know, you can have it all in the end. You've just got to start with you first. And in one way, you are starting with you first. You've sorted out, it feels to me like you've sorted out everything else in your life. You've got a good job, you're earning plenty of money, you've got a nice home, you just can't get to the business of being in the happy ever after. Can't seem to get there. And now I'm thinking about it more. I do think there has been some sort of upset in the home environment that has caused some sort of trauma which has slowed or stopped the whole thing, and as it's left you feeling like there isn't anybody that you want. But don't forget, the very first card we talked about was the Ace of Pentacles. All things are possible. And this is what I was saying much earlier on about focusing on the now instead of on the future. Keep your focus on yourself, on the present, and how you want to live and what's going to work for you for now. And then little by little, you'll be able to make those steps forward and to get to the happy outcome that you want. And that is the truth. It's just going to take a little bit of working on yourself first in order to bring all the great things that you are due into your life. Well, good luck with that, Cancer. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe so that I can read your energy more easily, which will help me to do more accurate readings for you and your situation in the future. If you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. But until the next time, this has been the Timeless Tarot. Goodbye.